Okay, buckle up tight. Something very different is going on, and I'm going to use quantum physics to explain to you what it is. And it's so powerful. You might be experiencing this. I know so many people that I have met have. I'm going to explain to you what's happening out there, why it's happening, and that we're going to have more of very strange, seemingly negative things happening. I'm going to tell you why it's really good. I'm going to explain everything right now, why you have to tighten that seatbelt and know this. Have this information ready. So congratulations for participating in one of the most transformational moments on this planet. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. Something huge, huge, huge is happening, and it is very strange. If you have had appointments missed, technology things going awry, timing is off, maybe not feeling real well, maybe your stomach isn't feeling real great, maybe the things that you were eating and drinking, you can't even relate to it anymore. It doesn't even appeal to you, or when you eat it, you get no satisfaction out of it. Yeah, okay. How about your businesses or things like that, where you have a set schedule or you have appointments and things like that? I had 9 last week. Every single one, as of February 1st, including that date, every single one had something bizarre go wrong with it. It was either missed by somebody because they thought it was 20 minutes later than it was. Somebody couldn't get on technology-wise. They had issues. I had somebody who's right at the last minute. I was making jokes like, okay, this is my last appointment for the week. Let's see if this one goes through. And sure enough, 10 minutes before the appointment, her son at school got a fever. She had to leave and reschedule. All of my weekend plans got completely change, and everyone was going through something bizarre. And I have a whole bunch of friends that experienced this. Not feeling right, not being on time, feeling like things are out of sorts, and feeling personally like something is shifting, and maybe it doesn't feel real good. It is good. You're going to love what I'm going to share with you. Even physically, that's a big one. When we shift into a higher frequency existence on the planet, let's talk quantum physics. When the frequency goes up, we are, as dense human bodies, now not incompatible, but not flowing with that higher frequency because we've been in density, especially as a collective. When we start to go as a collective into an awakened state, a higher frequency, we are all affected. What happens when we start to actually transition into the higher frequency existence on the planet? Things that are scheduled and a representation of the old way of living, of times and everything regimented, our lives are scheduled, our work is scheduled, there's no real freedom, not a lot of choices in there. What we eat, we're told what to eat. Everything is done in such a low density way. We're so used to that we think it's okay. The higher frequency is freedom and flowing. It is not schedules. It is not being regimented. It is choice. It is community. And it also is self-empowerment. Now, I want to share this with you. You need to know this. First of all, I woke up today, I've got ringing in the ears, and it is February 10th. It's February 10th today. It's still going. 10 days later, it's still, every day it's been going. I've been trying to eat certain things, and it just has no satisfaction at all. Now, what is that? So you might say, oh, something's wrong with me or whatever. No, as you raise your frequency, your body has to adjust. We had a DNA adjustment. I experienced that for several years in a row. That has ended for me. But if you can relate to this, some of you had a DNA frequency adjustment, and you experienced some bizarre things like electrical charges going through your body, and this was happening over and over. I had it Like, it would go on for about a few months at night when I was relaxed. I finally got used to it. I didn't know what it was, and I figured out that that's what it was when I started to investigate further. We are changing our DNA, and there are those coming to the planet who already have different DNA than us. They're already acclimated to what is transpiring. Those of us here who've been in that lower density collective, raising our frequency, going into awakening, different levels. Awakening's different levels. Enlightenment for me is, you got it. You're not questioning anything anymore. You know, there's no seeking this or having purpose or whatever. You just are. I am. But awakening as human beings is we're discovering that. Awakening is knowing what I am. And so many people are going into that state. And that means releasing all of what you were that is not working, that no longer is you. And the you that you know is going to dissolve by your choice. Whatever life you've been living or the things you've been told or chose, you believe you chose and you really didn't have most of the time, that is going to look so different to you. And you're going to start to question how you're living and your real purpose, right? What's purpose? And really how you're living your life. Now, somebody on my comments said, yes, I'm awakened, I'm trying to manifest the lottery. That's going to dissolve for those who go into the awakened state. True awakened state means you don't go in and try to manifest the lottery. You know that you have the capabilities to create abundance and you'll receive whatever you need at that moment, right? And so it may be the lottery, it may be something else. But if you are going in trying to create the lottery win, you're still in density. And I know this doesn't sound, well, I can manifest anything, yes, but that's not a higher frequency. That's trying to get something to fix something else. You're now in this state of transition, of this big buckle your seatbelt thing that's going on this month. You're going to understand that you absolutely have everything you need, and you're going to relax about it, and you're not going to believe that you are lacking something and that you have to manifest this to get something to be happy or to fix something. You will go into a state of I have it, I have everything I need, and everything that transpires from this moment on has purpose, and I have to pay attention to that, and then that abundance and that health and that relationship will flow to you. So pay attention to this, because I want you to understand something right now, and that is you will experience things that you need to clean up right now. All right? So if you're doing things that aren't good for your body, that is going to be exaggerated, or things are going to happen around that allows you to change it. Things are going to be in your face because we're accelerating the change. So the acceleration starts to dump all the things that were regimented, which means the matrix program is changing. We're changing it. This is wonderful. You could say, oh, the matrix, we talk about the matrix, it's horrible. No, we are the programmers of the matrix. Through our learning, our teachings, and what we do with that, we raise the frequency, or we learn, or we stay over here in density. It is also a personal reality that you get to choose. Now, let's say we go into this great awakening that we are right now. So what's going to happen is this program is breaking down everything that we said it was. This is how we should live. This is how we should think. This is the words we should use. This is, how we should look a certain way. And the criticisms of one another is separation. We are now starting to think, those of you who are choosing are starting to go into the higher frequency of total acceptance and love of one another, because that person or that thing you criticize is you. It is the source. And if you think it's wrong, you're saying the source is wrong. The one makes a mistake? I don't think so. So what is going to be your lesson if you're thinking that way? We're right, they're wrong. You're still in the material world believing that that's real. It's not real. It is the teachings. It is the classroom. It's the classroom. You go to college. That's not the real world. It's just a classroom, and then you leave there and you go home. This is no different. So if you believe that your whole life is that classroom, and that everything you learn is what everything is, then you have stepped into an illusion. You have to know that there is something beyond all of this training and teachings, and that this is your teaching ground. So whatever comes to you right now, start looking at it. It is absolutely all the mumbo jumbo of the program shifting that is now us breaking past it. We're going out here now and seeing the illusion and understanding that's what we are, and not being so afraid anymore, and starting to make choices because we know we're indestructible. Our energy cannot be created nor destroyed, and we move past this into something so amazing. But you got to get this right, because you came here for that, and you want to master this game. And I say game, but it should not be taken lightly. This is your destiny here in this particular moment in false time. The Matrix program is breaking down because we're breaking it down. Do you see what's happening out there? People are saying no. They're taking action, but they're doing it peacefully. Canada, Australia, yay. What can I say other than you are amazing? So those of you who are taking action, this is the year of action, in peace, to say no instead of sitting and complaining, but what about this and but what about this? And what I say to you is, well, what about what you're doing about it? What are you doing about it? These people are being abused. What are you doing about it? So this is the year of action. This is when we become fully engaged in that material world to shift it and dissolve the things that have been abuse, separation, and all the things within the matrix that we created. We created all of it. We cannot be in struggle right now unless there are those who oppose others. Even the light, people that call themselves the light or awaken, if you're pointing fingers or blaming anybody, you are not in the light. Opposition is not part of a high frequency. Compassion, understanding, and guidance too. So we have to be the demonstration of that, not turning away from it, but being the solution, allowing those to make changes, but not allowing them to also be destructive, which means we have to do our own work over here to make sure those things don't happen. There's a nice balance there. And therefore, you will find that you may wake up like I did and realized my life just shifted. Totally shifted. And I have some things I have to do now. And it became clear, and I looked out my window today and I thought something changed. And it has impacted me so greatly this last 10 days. I'm not going to even go into the details, but so greatly. And my friends too, and all my colleagues and people I'm even working with said, what's going on out there? And it's every single day. Will it last the whole month? Are we in it for good? I believe this will come in waves and consistently as we break down the organized systems of density, and we break down the program that keeps us thinking and battling and believing that material world and understanding our power, and no more trying to manifest. I'm going to manifest the lottery and saying, listen, I don't need the lottery. I just need to know that I have everything, and that message to the universe will result in the return of what I believe. And if you are abundant, if you are grateful, if you are joyful, if you see the beauty in this amazing planet, you will receive that, and it will be opened up to you. And no thing that you save for, no stock or investment or whatever is going to change your life in the way you want if you seek total freedom and awakening. That doesn't cure anything. It's still the material world patch. You'll receive all you need when you go into a state of totally understanding. It's what you do and think every day. It's how you treat the other person. It's the love you have in your heart and your compassion. It's embracing everything and everyone, because we all came here to play out this program, and some people are making lower choices. Some people get very upset when I say that. So, that there is evil, then I'm going to ask you, who created that? There's only one thing, we know that. One energy field. That's quantum physics. From a scientific standpoint, let's talk spirituality. There's only one creator. If you think there's somebody separate, then where'd that come from? Separation thoughts are of a lower frequency. And anything you watch out there, I don't care what form it comes in, if they say that they're the be-all, end-all spiritual, if there's one word that comes out of their mouth that is separation and telling you to oppose anybody, that somebody is evil and that we need to do A, B, and C, it's still operating, no matter what their intentions are, still operating in the dense world, which is how we've handled things in the past. There are other ways. And many people are doing it, and it's way more effective, especially if we work together as a community. So you're going to experience some stuff. I have definitely experienced some stuff, greatly physical too, and I understand, wow, where that's coming from. And it may not just be your personal messages. It could be the collective, absolutely breaking up the program. It's just causing what appears to be chaos because the Matrix program is a regimented, scheduled one. The awakened new world is not. It's a free, beautiful one. And it's one that works together in peace and unity and cooperation with all other communities, not having to think alike. It's actually the total opposite of that. Celebrating our individualism and our diversity, loving that we came here to express every part of what we can be. And that's all it is. So buckle up, tighten up, and I know I'm going to be very careful. All right, so individualism. If you want to get skills, if you want to use the internet, if you want to use the power that reaches the globe, you can learn how to create any kind of business online, no matter what your dreams are. If you want to create it, you can include people globally. This is a free video series. I joined this 7 years ago. It's a training system with mentors. They helped me create my dream. And I continue to work with them to expand my dream. And because I did this, I'm sitting here talking to you. This is very powerful. Don't hand your skills and knowledge over to other people. Step into being uncomfortable and use whatever you can to get knowledge and create a new way of life for yourself. Even if it's uncomfortable, it's only because it's unknown. And that's the other thing, that the Matrix program's breaking down the fear. The fear of trying something new or whatever is outside the norm. Oh, these online businesses. That's the Matrix program where everybody says, don't do it. It's different because it might empower us. Break through this. Break through it. And start to think individually and think big and dream big. You can do this. Down below, free videos. My program is still running, 15 videos, training videos, how to manifest anything. And it talks about doing it on a high frequency. And also, I hope you'll subscribe and share my videos as usual. You know, I've noticed that people are most attracted to recently the predictions of the future, and they want to know what's going to happen. And that tells me they still don't understand that they are what's happening. They are the future happening. And if they believe it's happening to them, they still don't understand what they are. Don't let that be you. You can understand that you are, through your thoughts and beliefs, totally in control of the future. And that nothing anybody says has to be true just because they say it with great conviction. You are equally as not only responsible, but powerful as any human walking this earth to create anything. These things you shall do and more. Yes? And ye are all gods. It's tough because we've been told by others to keep us in place that that's not possible, that it's blasphemous. But the truth is, nobody said you are God. We are all God because everything's created by God. So we are absolutely one energy of the God. So know this. That's the power that flows through you. Start using it in the most amazing, expansive, beautiful way because you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.